Good evening, board members and Mr. Superintendent. Please remain seated for this very first special annual recognition that we have on the agenda this evening. Tonight, the board will induct Mr. Tom Odom to the Oconee County Schools Hall of Fame. Thomas M. Tom Odom Jr. began his educational career in 1977 at Clark Central High School as a physical education teacher and coach. After working for over a decade in Clark County in multiple positions, he served as an assistant principal at Winder Barrow Middle School from 1988 to 91. In 1991, he joined Oconee County Schools as an assistant principal at Oconee County Intermediate School, now Oconee County Middle School. He served as principal of both Oconee County Middle School and Malcolm Bridge Middle School. He was also interim principal at North Oconee High School. Mr. Odom served as board chair from 2013 to 21 after his career spanning more than 4 decades in education. He also served as president of the Georgia School Boards Association from 2017 to 18. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame is the highest honor bestowed by the Oconee County Board of Education. And you can see on the wall on the back of this room that we honor the former winners, and we strive to demonstrate the sustained excellence they consistently displayed while working in our schools. There are several individuals this evening who will speak on behalf of Mr. Odom. The first is Mr. Tony McCullers, principal at Collins Ferry Elementary School. Mr. McCullers, come on up.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this time to show my support for Mr. Odom and his induction to the Hall of Fame. As most know, Mr. Odom's educational service to Oconee County Schools spans over 30 years. He has served in many school and district level administrative positions, which have directly impacted thousands of students, teachers, staff members, administrators, and community stakeholders through his tenure. On a personal level, Mr. Odom's mentorship has helped to shape the educator that I am today. I had the pleasure of working directly with Mr. Odom when he served as the principal, and I was the teacher and coach at North Oconee High School. Mr. Odom always had a way to get the best out of his people. He helped me to see strengths I did not know I had, which enabled me to improve as a teacher leader and to become a building level administrator. I know I am not alone in stating that Mr. Odom's guidance and mentorship can still be seen and felt throughout our district. His lasting legacy is the continuation of his leadership standards, which is firmly based in first considering the needs of the students in every decision and process. Mr. Odom always put the kids first. To put it simply, and I'm certain that my principal peers would agree with me, Mr. Odom is the administrative standard for Oconee County Schools. Mr. Odom, thank you for your guidance and leadership, but above all, thank you for helping make Oconee County Schools the best school district in the state and nation. Congratulations on being named to the OCS Hall of Fame.
Next up, we have Mr. Mike Eddy, principal at Malcolm Bridge Middle School.
Good evening. I do have the honor of serving at Mr. Odom's middle school. Although I refer back to. Mr. Odom has made a significant and long-lasting impact on the Oconee County community. His years of service, he's distinguished himself as a servant leader and certainly, above all, a champion for students. That's clear not just at Malcolm Bridge, but across Oconee County. His record is one of consistent, steadfast leadership, creating a solid foundation as a model for future administrators. As a principal, I have had the fortunate opportunity again to serve at Malcolm Bridge Middle School. And as I jokingly said, I have parents all the time to say, yes, that's Mr. Odom's school. I'm proud to be there. A day does not pass when that doesn't come across, or you come across something that Tom started when he opened that building. It's still present today. He created a positive culture among staff members that's remained in place well after his return. The success that we see at Malcolm Bridge today is because of Mr. Odom's support and vision for what the school should be. Mr. Odom's service to our community is a model above service above self, and his commitment to our community is long-lasting. When people leave positions, you often hope that you left it in better shape than you got it. That's certainly the case, Mr. Odom. You started a great school, and you left it in even better shape when you left the first retirement. I can't think of a better statesman, a better educator, and leader to serve our community and have served for a long time and induction into the Hall of Fame. Mr. Odom, thank you on behalf of all of us for service and being a model for us.
Next, we have Dr. Philip Brown, principal at North Oconee High School.
Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share a few words about Mr. Odom. He'll always be Mr. Odom to me. I met Mr. Odom when he hired me on as a teacher at Malcolm Bridge Middle School many, many years ago. His calm nature, coupled with his organizational skills, made him an admired and respected principal. I've always appreciated how thoughtful he was during the hiring process, and I still believe he hired the best people. Come on. As a young teacher from a completely different region of our state, he took me under his wing, he invested in me, he believed in me, and personally, he made a difference in the trajectory of my life and my career. His leadership as a school leader and then as our board education chair has been reassuring for so many years for so many students, parents, and community members. The reassurance of just having him in the BOE chair position for so long and his connectivity in our community has been priceless. The accolades that our school district has earned during his tenure as board chair reflect his steady, thoughtful leadership. A word that keeps coming to mind for me and others regarding Mr. Odom is empowering. I think I speak for all of us as leaders that we felt empowered having a fellow school leader in the role of the BOE chair. Last week, I needed to ask Mr. Odom for a favor, so I shot him a text and asked him to give me a call. He responded, "On the golf course right now, can I call you later?" I smiled and thought, if anyone deserves to be on the golf course, it's Mr. Odom. I hope you hit him straight, and just want to say thanks for helping us, all of us, keep in the fairway.
Next, we have Ms. Valerie Wilson, Executive Director of the Georgia School Boards Association.
First, I want to thank the governance team for allowing me to come and be a part of the Oconee County community this afternoon. And now I want to talk to my friend Tom Odom. And I'm going to try to keep it together because Tom and Christy mean so much to me. When I came to GSBA in 2015, Tom was vice president of the association. And since Henry said to me, I'm leaving you a great slate of officers to help support you in this work that you all will be doing. And for those of you who don't know, our main work is about helping to develop highly effective school board members to make sure that they are focused on the work that they are doing and that they're keeping their eyes squarely on achieving high student achievement across the board for their students. Tom was the epitome of that for me. He was always so calm, as you all know. He was steady, and he was a great advisor. He worked really well with the other board members, and he modeled being a highly effective board member for board members across the state. I've heard a lot of you say, the gentleman who came before me say, for the Oconee County community. The same thing that he has been for this community, he was for the state of Georgia in his role as president of this association. He modeled what being a good school board member was about. But that wasn't enough. As president of the association, he took it to the national level. And I will tell you, everyone within our national association, when we worked together, they respected Tom for what he said and who he was because of the way that he carried himself. So that's a little from GSBA and the board of directors who send their very best to you, Tom. But you know that staff loved you as well. We all cried when he was coming off as president. And we all wanted a do-over. I wanted to keep him perpetually as my president. But there was no clause in our bylaws that allowed me to have that. Tom and I would meet at Chick-fil-A on 316 between Sugarloaf Parkway and Watkinsville. And that's where we would meet and go over agendas and just get caught up, and he could hear. But he'd say, Valerie, if you need me to come down there for anything, just let me know and I'll come. He never failed me. Whenever I called him, he answered. Whenever we needed someone to stand up for us, he did that. Now on a personal level, he always checked on me. He always wanted to make sure that I was okay. He always wanted to be sure that the staff was okay. And then he gave me that beautiful woman, Christy, as my friend. And I want to say to you all, Tom, tonight, there is no person that is more deserving of this award than you. Because I know how much you cared about the students in this community. But if there were one of those for the state of Georgia, you should be getting it too. Because you put it all on the line for the children in this state. So thank you so much for everything. And I surprised you tonight, didn't I?